Imagine you are walking home alone at night. The rain is pouring, drenching the empty streets and echoing off the pavement. The city feels deserted, every footstep magnified in the silence, and the glow of streetlights reflects in shimmering puddles at your feet. You're lost in your thoughts, maybe thinking about your day, your worries, or just eager to get home and out of the cold. Suddenly, you turn a corner and spot something unusual. A bag, left carelessly in the shadows, almost hidden from view. It looks out of place, as if someone dropped it in a hurry or meant for it to be found by someone just like you. Curiosity gets the better of you. You approach, heart pounding, and slowly unzip the bag. What you see inside makes your breath catch. Your heart stops for a moment, and you can hardly believe your eyes. $10 million, cold, hard cash, sits right there, stacked in neat bundles, glistening under the streetlights. It's more money than you've ever seen in your life, just waiting for someone to claim it. In that instant, your mind races with possibilities. What would you do? Would you take it, convincing yourself that this is your lucky break, the answer to all your problems? Or would you hesitate, wondering if there's a catch, if someone dangerous is watching from the shadows? Maybe you'd worry about who lost it, or who might come looking for it. Is it stolen? Is it a trap? Your mind fills with questions, and you can't help but glance nervously over your shoulder, feeling the weight of unseen eyes. The weight of the money is almost physical, pressing down on you with every second you stand there. You can feel your pulse racing, your hands trembling as you imagine what this money could mean for your future, or how it could ruin everything. This isn't a fairy tale or a scene from a movie. This is real life, and the choices you make in moments like this can define who you are. It's a real question about choices, about morals, about what kind of person you want to be when no one else is watching. Would you risk everything for a chance at a new life, or walk away and never look back? Sometimes, life hands us a test when we least expect it. A test that reveals our true character, our fears, and our dreams. In a single moment, everything can change. The answer you choose can shape everything that comes next. It can open doors or close them forever. It can bring fortune or disaster. Tonight, we meet Jake. Jake is about to face this very test. He's an ordinary guy, but tonight, his life will be changed forever by a single impossible choice. What will he do? And what would you do if you were in his shoes? Jake is just like most of us. He works at a small hardware store in the heart of Chicago. Every day he rides the bus home, tired from lifting boxes and helping customers who barely remember his name. Jake's life is not easy. He lives in a small apartment, always counting his money to pay rent and buy groceries. His shoes are old, and his coat has holes. Yet, he keeps going, always hoping for something better. He cares about his neighbors. He helps Mrs. Lopez carry her groceries and checks on Mr. Riley next door. But sometimes, when the city lights are dim and the wind blows cold, Jake's hope feels thin as winter ice. Jake never expects life to surprise him, but that is about to change on one rainy Chicago night. That night, the rain came down hard, turning the streets into rivers. Jake's umbrella flipped inside out, so he hurried, head down toward home. At the corner by the old bakery, he almost tripped over something heavy. It was a large black bag, soaked through, forgotten or left behind. Curious, Jake knelt and unzipped it, his hands shaking. Inside, stacks of crisp $100 bills stared up at him, neat and perfect. $10 million, maybe more. Jake's breath caught in his throat, his heart pounded. He looked over his shoulder. No one was there. The city seemed quieter than ever, the rain the only sound. For a minute, Jake thought this must be a dream, but the money was real, more real than anything he had ever known. Jake's mind raced, thoughts tumbling over each other in the dim silence of his apartment. The city outside glowed with possibility, but inside, Jake felt trapped between hope and fear. What if he just took the bag home? The idea pulsed in his mind, impossible to ignore. The money was right there, almost begging him to reach out and claim it. He could pay his bills, buy a car, maybe even treat himself to things he'd only dreamed about. The weight of overdue notices and mounting debt could finally lift from his shoulders. With that kind of cash, he could leave Chicago for good, start fresh somewhere new, far from the cold and the memories that haunted him. No more cold nights spent shivering by a broken radiator, no more empty cupboards or skipped meals. He pictured a life where hunger and hardship were just memories. For the first time, he could live without worry, without the constant ache of anxiety gnawing at him. He imagined the relief, the peace that would settle over him like a warm blanket. But then, a shadow of fear crept in, chilling his excitement. Who had lost this money? Was someone out there searching for it, desperate and dangerous? What if it belonged to dangerous people? The kind who wouldn't hesitate to hurt someone who got in their way. Jake's heart pounded as he imagined being watched, followed, or worse. Jake thought about the police, about the news. What if his face ended up on TV, accused of theft or worse? The risk seemed to grow with every passing second. Could he really keep it a secret? Could he live with the constant fear of being discovered, of someone knocking on his door in the middle of the night? Each thought pulled him in a different direction, his conscience and his desires locked in a silent battle. The temptation was strong, but so was the guilt. He held the bag tighter, as if it could anchor him in this storm of uncertainty. The money felt heavy, not just in weight, but in consequence. Was this fate or a trap? His hands trembled, sweat beading on his brow as he tried to make sense of what he'd stumbled into. He felt both excitement and guilt, a strange mix that left him dizzy. The thrill of possibility clashed with the weight of responsibility. It was as if he were standing on a cliff's edge, the world spread out below him, one step away from falling or flying. Jake knew this was a turning point. The rain kept falling, drumming against the windows, echoing the turmoil inside him. It washed over Jake, trying to clear away his confusion, to help him see what was right. But clarity was hard to find in the storm of his thoughts. The struggle inside him only grew stronger, each moment stretching out, demanding a choice. Jake stood at the crossroads of temptation and conscience, uncertain which path he would take. As Jake stood there, the cold rain soaking through his jacket, memories of his father came flooding back, more vivid than ever. The city lights blurred in the downpour, but in his mind, the past was crystal clear. His dad had spent decades working in a small, noisy factory on the edge of town. Day after day, he'd rise before dawn, his hands rough and calloused from years of honest labor. The work was hard, the pay was modest, but he never complained. They never had much, but Jake's father always made time to teach him the value of honesty and integrity. In their modest home, he'd share stories about doing the right thing, even when it was difficult. Those lessons stuck with Jake, shaping the man he would become. Jake remembered one bitter winter when their heater broke. The family huddled together under thin blankets, their breath visible in the icy air. Despite the hardship, his father's spirit never wavered. He found ways to make them laugh, to remind them that warmth could come from love and togetherness, not just from a working furnace. Even when times were tough, his father refused to take shortcuts or accept money that wasn't rightfully his. Jake once saw him turn down a bribe at work, shaking his head firmly, his principles unshakable. When Jake was a boy, his father would sit with him on the old park bench and say, "The true measure of a man is what he does when no one is watching." Those words became a guiding light for Jake, echoing in his mind whenever he faced a difficult choice. Now, standing alone in the storm, Jake could almost hear his father's voice above the roar of the rain. The advice felt more important than ever, a beacon in the darkness. He also remembered the day he lost his father, the overwhelming grief, the sense of emptiness that followed. Looking at old photographs, tears streaming down his face, Jake realized how much those moments meant. Money, he knew, could never buy back lost time or heal the ache of losing someone you love. The pain lingered, a reminder of what truly mattered in life. But the memory of his father's unwavering strength and quiet courage gave Jake the resolve he needed now. He straightened his back, feeling a surge of determination. Jake wanted to make his dad proud, to live up to the example set for him, even if no one else would ever know the choices he made. That hope, that desire to honor his father's legacy, filled him with purpose. Wiping the rain from his face, Jake whispered into the night, "What would you do, Dad?" The question lingered in the air, heavy with meaning. Deep down, he already knew the answer. His father's lessons were part of him now, guiding him forward, even in the darkest storm. Jake took a deep breath. He zipped up the bag and pulled his coat tighter. He just, couldn't keep the money. It did not belong to him. The right thing was clear, even though it was hard. He walked through the rain to the nearest police station. Every step felt heavy, but honestly, his heart grew lighter with each block. At the door, he explained everything. The officer listened, surprised, and thanked Jake for his honesty. Jake handed over the bag. The officer promised to find the owner. Jake left the station, soaked and tired. He had no idea what would happen next, but he felt something he had not felt in a long time. He felt proud. He walked home through the rain, ready to face another day, not knowing that his choice would change everything. The next morning, Jake got a call. The police had found the owner. He was a wealthy businessman whose car had been robbed the night before. The man wanted to meet Jake in person to thank him. Jake met the businessman in a tall glass office, high above the city. The man was grateful, almost shocked. He offered Jake a check, a reward bigger than Jake had ever seen. But Jake shook his head. "Thank you," he said, "but I don't want money for doing the right thing. If you really want to help, use that money to make a difference for others, people like me, who are struggling every day." The businessman listened. For the first time, he saw not just the money, but the chance to do something good. Inspired by Jake's honesty, the businessman started a new foundation to help people in need. He asked Jake to lead it. At first, Jake was unsure. He had never led anything before. But he remembered his father's lessons: help others, even when it's hard. Jake accepted. He began to use the money to help families pay rent, fix homes, and buy groceries. He listened to their stories, remembered their names, and treated them with kindness. Soon, the foundation became a lifeline for many in Chicago. Jake's life changed. He had a purpose. Every day, he saw the difference one good choice could make. He felt richer than ever, though he owned little more than before. He had found not just money, but meaning. Jake's story spread through the city. People asked him why he did it. He always answered, "It's not about what you find, it's about what you do next." True power, he learned, is not in money, but in the choices we make, especially when no one is watching. He often thought of his father and the lesson he left behind: honesty, kindness, and courage. These were worth more than $10 million. Jake was proof that one person's choice could change everything. So what would you do if you found $10 million alone on a rainy night? Your answer might change your life.